Australia, a land of breathtaking contrasts and fascinating surprises. From its sun-soaked coasts, where 85% of Aussies have made their homes, to the untamed wilderness of the Outback with its jaw-dropping extremes, there's no place quite like it. It's a country where deserts meet dazzling beaches, where kangaroos swim and sharks walk, and where every corner tells a story that's equal parts bizarre and beautiful. So buckle up as we take you on a journey through the quirks, wonders, and unforgettable moments that make Australia truly one of a kind. Get ready to explore the unexpected. Did you know that 85% of Australians live near the coast? It's not just because they love the beach, it's practical. The Outback, which makes up most of the inland, is vast, hot, and dry, making it incredibly tough for large populations to thrive. Honestly, it's like Australians took one look at the Outback and said, "Nope, I'm staying by the beach." Here's a perspective for you. Australia is almost the same size as the lower 48 US states. But while those states are home to over 300 million people, Australia has just 26 million. That means California on its own has more people than the entire Australian continent. Meanwhile, the coast offers everything Australians need: a milder climate, easier access to water, and plenty of job opportunities in buzzing cities like Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. And let's not forget the stunning beaches. 10,000 of them, to be exact. Who wouldn't want nature's best backyard right at their doorstep? But step away from the coast, and life changes dramatically. In the Outback, towns and communities are scattered across immense distances. Take Anna Creek Ranch, for example. It's so massive that it could fit several small countries inside. Yet, most days, you'll only find a handful of workers and thousands of cows. Honestly, it's so expansive that even Google Maps might lose track of you. In the Outback, you can walk for 7 days and not run into anyone. It's also so silent that you can hear total silence, which is incredibly rare in nature. And then there's the Shire of East Pilbara in Western Australia. It's the size of Japan but has fewer than 10,000 people. Half of them live in one small town. Just imagine, a space as big as Japan, and you could walk for miles without meeting another soul. Australia's coast might be alive with urban energy and beachside bliss, but the Outback? It's a completely different world. Remote, rugged, and relentlessly extreme. It's like two worlds coexisting in one country. So, which one would you explore first? As we've mentioned, most of mainland Australia is a harsh desert region known as the Outback, where few people choose to live. But just how harsh is it? Beyond the dry land, remoteness, and underdeveloped economy, there's one extreme factor that stands out: temperature variation. The Outback experiences some of the most dramatic temperature swings on Earth, especially in the inland and desert areas. Let's break it down. In winter, temperatures in certain parts of the interior can plummet to -5 degrees Celsius or even lower. But come summer, the very same regions can bake under scorching heat exceeding 40 degrees Celsius. It's like Mother Nature has a split personality here. And that's not all. The day-night temperature difference can be just as shocking. In dry desert areas like Simpson Desert or Alice Springs, it's not unusual to see temperatures hit 35 degrees during the day, only to drop below 10 degrees Celsius at night. That's a swing of over 20 degrees Celsius in less than 24 hours. In fact, Alice Springs holds the distinction of being one of the places with the most extreme daily temperature variations in the world, while still being home to permanent residents. It's no wonder locals have learned to adapt. Layers are a must. Leaving behind the harsh, unforgiving deserts, let's dive into a refreshing record that Australia proudly holds: the longest coastline and the most beaches in the world. Australia's coastline stretches over 36,000 kilometers, making it a paradise for beach lovers. And speaking of beaches, there are over 10,000 of them scattered along this vast shoreline. Imagine this. If you visited one beach every single day, it would take you a whopping 27 years to see them all. That's practically a lifetime of sun, sand, and surf. And the waves? Australia is considered one of the best surfing destinations in the world. From beginner-friendly breaks to massive barrels that challenge even the pros, the country's beaches cater to surfers of every skill level. Legendary spots like Bondi Beach, Snapper Rocks, and Bells Beach have hosted countless international surfing competitions, drawing wave riders from across the globe. The consistent swell, warm waters, and stunning backdrops make it a surfer's dream come true. But the fun doesn't stop there. Australia's waves are nothing short of legendary for more than just surfing. With every thrill, there's also a touch of adventure, like sharing the waves with Australia's famous marine life, including the occasional shark. For some, it's a reminder to respect the ocean. For others, it's part of the adrenaline rush that makes surfing here a bucket list experience. You can carve up the waves, relax on the sand, or lose yourself in the beauty of the endless ocean. Australia's coastline is as vibrant and thrilling as the country itself. So, what's it going to be? A beach a day for the next 27 years, or one epic surf session you'll never forget? The choice is yours. Now, let's talk about Australia's upside-down weather. While much of the world is bundling up in December for a white Christmas, Australians are firing up the barbecue for a summer feast. Yep, summer in Australia starts in December and winter arrives in June. It's like the seasons decided to flip the script here. Christmas in Australia is a unique affair. Forget snowmen and cozy fireplaces. Here you'll find families hosting backyard barbecues, enjoying fresh seafood, and even hitting the beach for a swim. Imagine unwrapping presents in your flip-flops while the sun blazes overhead. Santa might even trade his sleigh for a surfboard. It's that Aussie. And let's not forget the quirky Australian tradition of carols by candlelight. Picture this: massive outdoor gatherings with people singing Christmas carols under the stars, often accompanied by balmy summer breezes. It's festive, it's magical, and it's a far cry from the frosty caroling you'd find in the Northern Hemisphere. The seasonal switch also brings some oddities. While Australians are braving the summer heat waves in December, July becomes the perfect time for a Christmas in July celebration, complete with hearty roasts and warm puddings. It's a chance to enjoy the wintry holiday vibes that other parts of the world experience in December. Let's dive into something iconic, the Great Barrier Reef. If it feels oddly familiar, you're not imagining it. It's the star of one of the most successful animated films of all time, Finding Nemo. Remember those stunning underwater visuals? The vibrant coral cities? The playful clownfish? That breathtaking, larger-than-life ocean world? Yep, all of that was inspired by the real-life Great Barrier Reef. Think about it. This masterpiece of a movie, which took the world by storm 2 decades ago, didn't need any creative liberties when it came to its setting. It simply borrowed its beauty straight from Australia's reef, the largest living structure on the planet. Stretching over 2,300 kilometers, the reef is more than just a natural wonder. It's a bustling underwater metropolis. From Nemo's adorable clownfish family to sea turtles that glide like underwater ballerinas, every corner of the reef bursts with life that seems too magical to be real. And it's not just a feast for the eyes, it's a magnet for people. Millions of visitors flock here every year to snorkel, dive, and marvel at the kaleidoscope of colors beneath the surface. It's like stepping into a real-life Finding Nemo scene, except this time, you're the star. So if you've ever wondered where the magic of Nemo's world comes from, look no further than Australia's coast. Just don't forget to pack your snorkel, and maybe keep an eye out for Dory while you're at it. Now, let's talk about a city so unique, it practically defines the term off the beaten path. Welcome to Perth, the most isolated big city in the world. How isolated? The nearest major city is over 2,000 kilometers away. That's like driving from Los Angeles to Denver without passing another metropolis in between. It's so remote that locals joke Perth has two seasons, summer and waiting for summer. But here's the twist. Despite its isolation, Perth thrives. This sun-soaked city boasts pristine beaches, sprawling parks, and a laid-back vibe that makes it feel like a hidden paradise. Perth punches above its weight, offering a buzzing art scene, fantastic coffee, and sunsets so stunning, they'll make you forget how far you've traveled to get there. Let's shift gears, literally, and talk about something uniquely Australian, the world's longest straight roads. Imagine driving for kilometers on end without ever needing to turn the steering wheel. That's exactly what you'll experience on Eyre Highway, which stretches a jaw-dropping 145 kilometers without a single curve. To put that in perspective, it's like driving from New York to Philadelphia in a perfectly straight line. Or for our European friends, it's like traveling the entire length of Belgium without touching the wheel. This highway cuts through the Nullarbor Plain, a sprawling, flat expanse of land where the horizon feels like it goes on forever. It's so straight and empty that some say it's more exciting to count kangaroos than road signs. And trust me, there are plenty of kangaroos. But don't let the simplicity fool you. This road is not for the faint-hearted. With no curves and often no other cars in sight, it's a mental challenge to stay focused. Drivers have been known to experience highway hypnosis, where the monotony makes you zone out. That's why rest stops here are more about survival than convenience. And if you're wondering what you might see along the way, think wide open skies, endless plains, and maybe even a dingo or two. It's a journey that reminds you just how immense and untouched Australia truly is. So, could you handle the ultimate straight road trip, or would the lack of curves drive you crazy? And now, let's breeze through some of the most surprising and uniquely Australian facts that you might not have heard before. First up, did you know that Australia was the first country to invent polymer banknotes? That's right. Those colorful, waterproof notes that don't tear or crumple were born here in 1988. It's like cash, but upgraded for the 21st century. Now, dozens of countries around the world use this Aussie innovation to keep their money cleaner, safer, and harder to counterfeit. Talk about setting the gold standard, literally. Next, let's talk paychecks. Australia boasts the highest minimum wage in the world, ensuring that even entry-level jobs provide a decent quality of life. From cafe baristas to farm workers, Australians enjoy a level of financial comfort that many other countries envy. Life might be expensive down under, but at least the wages are up to the challenge. Speaking of farms, Australia is home to the largest cattle stations in the world. And when it comes to beef, most people immediately think of Australian beef. And for good reason. It's not just beef, it's a global culinary icon. Why? For starters, Australian cattle are raised grass-fed and free-range, which means these cows have better views and more outdoor time than most of us. They roam vast, open spaces, munching on natural grass, which gives the meat a richer, more robust flavor. Think of it as gourmet dining for cows, which translates into gourmet beef for the rest of us. One of the largest, Anna Creek Station, is bigger than Israel and has more cows than people by a long shot. It's like a country within a country, where the only traffic jams involve herds of cattle. And finally, if you're craving natural beauty, head to Cable Beach in Broome. This iconic coastline is world famous for its breathtaking sunsets, where the sun dips into the Indian Ocean in a blaze of orange and pink. Add a camel ride along the beach to the mix, and you've got a postcard-worthy moment you'll never forget. Now, let's take a walk. Well, maybe a hop, swim, or even a laugh through some of Australia's most peculiar and fascinating creatures. You might think you've heard it all, but trust me, Australia's wildlife always has a surprise up its sleeve. First up, meet the quokka, often crowned the happiest animal in the world. Why? Because this adorable marsupial has a permanent smile plastered across its tiny face. Found mainly on Rottnest Island, these little guys are so photogenic, they've become selfie celebrities. Just try not to smile back. It's impossible. Next, let's talk about kangaroos. Everyone knows they hop, but did you know they're also excellent swimmers? Yep, kangaroos can paddle through water with surprising grace, using their powerful tails for balance. It's not just a survival skill, it's their secret talent. Imagine hopping through the bush one minute and doing the backstroke the next. Truly multi-talented. And then there's the kookaburra, a bird with a laugh that echoes through Australia's wild landscapes. At dawn, these feathered comedians belt out a distinctive ha-ha-ha sound that locals lovingly call the bush alarm clock. It's both charming and a little startling if you're not used to waking up to nature's laughter. But wait, we've saved the weirdest for last. Enter the walking shark. Yes, you heard that right. A shark that can walk underwater. Discovered off the coast of Australia, this quirky creature uses its fins like legs to stroll along the seabed. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie, except it's 100% real. Who knew sharks could moonlight as underwater hikers? Australia isn't just a country, it's a natural theme park where every creature has a story. So which of these quirky animals would you love to meet first? Just remember, when in Australia, expect the unexpected. Australia is full of surprises, from its quirky animals to breathtaking beaches. If this adventure made you smile, like, comment, and share with your friends. Got a favorite Aussie fact? Let us know below. And don't forget to subscribe for more amazing journeys. See you next time.